All right, welcome to the final lesson in our power transmission course. And here we're going to kind of go beyond the book. We're going to go beyond the planned material, and we're going to look into the future. And the future for much of what we are going to do as mechatronics engineers slash technicians is going to be based on some high-tech stuff. And this vendor that we're talking about is actually a vendor that supplies laser technology that goes way beyond shaft alignment, but it is shaft alignment. And so I wanted to introduce that to you by showing you this video and talking about how the system actually works. This isn't meant to be a lesson on how to actually do the alignment. You will receive specialized training and or direct instructions from each vendor who provides this sort of equipment. And I mean, they may not, if it's simple stuff, you may just be handed the instructions, so you may not get special training. But the point is, I'm just introducing the topic here. I'm not trying to teach you exactly how to do it. So let's begin. So Fluke is a huge manufacturer. All right, so before I go on, can somebody give me feedback? Can you hear the video? You don't need to hear the video for the purposes of this recording, but can you hear the video?
No, I can't.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so Fluke is the manufacturer, the vendor of choice here. So here we're talking about how adaptive alignment is this powerful tool. Now, let me stop that. All right, so I'm going to stop the video right there. This is a video showing how machine shaft alignment can be done using a precision tool. For those of you who have already been in the lab, this should look very familiar. I've demonstrated how this alignment would work. For those of you who haven't, you will get that opportunity soon enough. But the point is that I'm making in this video is this alignment tool, you've got one side bolted to one shaft using a kind of a chain clamping mechanism, and the other side bolted to the other shaft. And they're separated here by 6 inches or 8 inches, something like that. In the lab, they're separated by less distance simply because we have a very small setup in the lab. But that is just one example of how alignments can work. So we're going to kind of go through this video and look at some of the more advanced alignment technology out there. So let's back up a second here. Here, they're showing an alignment of a giant, I don't even know what this is. It's probably a drying machine that rotates, and it needs to rotate on a very precise shaft. So you want the shaft of this giant rotating, probably a dryer. It's probably material running through that's drying and tumbling as it dries. So that's an example of where you'd set up the laser on one end and then the laser on the other end, and they could be separated by 10 feet, 15 feet, 30 feet, depending on the alignment tool. So it lets me do alignments across a very broad range of lengths of shafts or machinery. So here they talk about adapting to both coupled and uncoupled shafts and having different ways of setting up these tools and attaching to different things. I want to show here, it's difficult to see exactly what we're attached to on the right, but we're pretty sure we're attached right to the coupling. You see the little chain there, it wraps around the coupling, and that particular device is set up right on a shaft. But on the left, we see the laser tool is not attached to the shaft. It's actually clamped down to some sort of housing, some sort of frame. We can't even see for sure what it's clamped down to, but it's not on a shaft. It's attached to a housing. So the idea that this laser tool can have both shaft alignment and or housing to shaft alignment gives it a lot more flexibility. So those of you who saw our alignment tool in the lab already, you know that we've got some lovely videos that pop up on the screen that show us how to do our alignment. It kind of steps us through an alignment process. Those of you who don't will see it and you'll be very impressed, hopefully. But this stuff on this video is showing you the next step. It's showing you 3D model of your equipment with angles and views that are much more detailed, and it's specific to the kind of equipment that you're aligning. So you can get a lot further along with a lot more detail. More and more technology is going to be out there to give you, the technician or the mechanic, the opportunity to use that technology in a 3D modeling way. And I just wanted to show this very fancy screen to you. So the thing they mentioned in the video, when you watch this video later on, you hear that it's very important that technicians don't waste time. More and more of what you guys are going to be doing out in the field is very time dependent. If you can work on a project efficiently, get it done efficiently, then you're going to be much more highly valued as an employee. And if you're using tools like this, these tools help make it faster for you to do your adjustments properly. And in the lab, obviously, we've done some of that. And we're going to be doing more of that in the future. So this particular tool allows you to do a machine alignment with just a single rotation of the shaft. And they call that one-step alignment. Cloud data transfer is what they're talking about here. The idea is that the guy on the shop floor, as he finishes alignment, as he bolts down that motor after he's finished doing his adjustments, all the specific data, all the alignment data is then recorded. And we can use that data in the future in case there's a problem. If we find out that having it slightly out of alignment, you know, like that 0.01 millimeters out of alignment is indeed going to reduce the lifetime of a bearing or of a pump seal, then having that information recorded lets me do it better next time in case the previous time there was a problem. So here they show the boss looking at all the data. This theoretically is real time. So as your technician is doing his alignment, he can press a button on his tool and zap all the information to the cloud, where it now becomes visible to his boss. So his boss can actually see him real time do the alignment. Now this is kind of scary stuff in some ways. But on the other hand, from a business perspective, it means that that boss can very precisely plan and manage his technicians across the plant. So their big things here are cloud collaboration. That means you've got data in the cloud, real-time configuration / recording and management and reporting. Plus you've got this single laser technology they claim is good, which means you just need one single laser and you can do all the active alignment. And you've got active situational intelligence, which means that the devices are smart enough to know how you're setting it up, know to tell you to set it up differently if there's a problem, know real time how to fix all the different problems you're going to run into out on the floor.